Welcome again. Welcome everyone to our final Ayurvedic habits session. Today it's our integration session, our summary session where we talk about all the habits that we've built so far, how our habit building program model worked, and all, I would love to hear any reflections and anything that you all want to share. So let's begin, as always, with presence pause and breath regulation that I'm going to guide you through. I request you all to be seated in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Be seated in a comfortable position and close your eyes. We will begin our presence pause. And remember, the main aim of the presence pause is to simply observe. To simply observe like how a baby watches the world without any judgment, without naming or labeling anything, without trying to fix anything. Simply observe and notice. Let's direct our attention to our breath. Be present with your breath without trying to change it, simply noticing any natural changes in the breath. Now shift your attention to your stomach. Notice any sensations in your stomach. Do not label them as good or bad. Simply be present with any sensations in your stomach. Now shift your attention to your feet. Notice any sensations on your feet. Now observe your posture. Do not correct it. Simply watch your posture. Now notice what's running on your mind. Just watch your thoughts as they pass through your mind. Any thoughts are welcome, but do not engage with them. Simply watch your thoughts. Now notice how alert or tired you feel in your body. How alert or tired do you feel in your body? And where do you feel it in your body? Notice where you feel it in your body. Now let's do 3 rounds of breath regulation. Inhale on the count of 4, exhale on the count of 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, three, four, five, six. Inhale, one, two, three, four. Exhale, one, two, three, four, five, six. Take a couple moments to be present with what you're feeling. And you may open your eyes. All right. So let's begin our session. The presence pause is our foundation habit, which inculcates awareness. It's an awareness practice. And we learned how awareness is like the foundation of our program because any change starts with awareness. So, firstly, before we begin, I want to congratulate you all. Thank you for taking this journey with me, and congratulations on getting so far, inculcating all the habits, or partially, even many of you attended few of the sessions, and many of you followed most of them. Whatever you could follow, congrats on making this positive shift to whatever extent that you could. Over the last several weeks, we've been working with a variety of small habits and practices. And this session is a chance to pause, to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of what we've been building together. We'll spend some time in the session revisiting the overall framework behind the program, looking at how all of these habits connect and talking about how they support digestion, rhythm, nervous system regulation, and overall steadiness in our day to day life. And then we'll close by talking about what it means to actually integrate these habits. No, you don't have to do it perfectly or all at once, but in a way that feels doable and sustainable in real life. So think of today as a chance to connect the dots and reflect on what's already shifted in your day and leave with a clearer sense of how to carry this work forward. Before we visit the specific habits in this program, I want to begin with the larger framework of how this course was designed, how this program was designed. Because this was never meant to be just a collection of Ayurvedic habits or wellness tips. This program is not a collection of habits or wellness tips. The real goal of the program was for you to understand how habits are built in a way that actually last, for you to be more aware of your body and your body's signals, to be able to cultivate habits or even practices that support the body but also adapt as you go, as things change in your life, things change in your body, and become sustainable over time. And that's what this model represents. We had three stages. We had worked on awareness and implementation for every habit, and then comes integration. So let's talk about these three things, this model. In Ayurveda, we realize that change begins with observation. Before trying to fix or improve anything, we first take time to notice what's already happening, our routines, our energy, our hunger, or sleep, or stress, and the places where we tend to feel out of rhythm. Noticing and awareness is the first step because unless you really are able to start from where you are, you may create 100 goals, but it's hard for you to build that bridge from where you are to where you want to be. So before we implement anything, we started observing, and just honest and authentic observation itself is half the work done because naturally our bodies would want to heal themselves. If you remember, I mentioned in the very first session, our bodies naturally are designed to heal themselves. We only have to send our awareness and attention to what we want to heal and set the intention, and things fall in place and our bodies work towards healing always. And of course, we have to support that healing process with the right practices. And that's what implementation was about. We brought in some small but healthy practices to make these positive shifts. And we weren't trying to do a lot at once. These were very simple shifts, but steadiness and repetition of these matters more than how big the shift was. A small habit, even if it's a minor thing, like say just a 1 minute of gratitude before meal, or drinking water at the right time. If it's done regularly, it can do far more for the body than a big effect or a big diet or a cleanse that lasts only a few days. So that was implementation. And finally, integration is when the habit begins to settle into the rhythm of your day. It starts to feel like something that you naturally do instead of something you have to remember or push yourself to do. I hope some of these habits have integrated into your life already over the course of last few weeks. So this is the end goal of the program, is for you to integrate certain habits into your daily life effortlessly. But this isn't a one-way process, right? What's important, and I would want to highlight this being our concluding session, is awareness, implementation, and integration are all cyclical processes. Once you've inculcated a habit, you would always want to go back to awareness, because the awareness helps you refine the habit so it can integrate more intelligently. Even once a habit is integrated, Ayurveda recommends, like it asks us to stay in relationship with the habit, because our needs change, our circumstances change. What works in one season of life may not work in another season of life. Say you're doing uh, Abhyanga before bedtime as an evening ritual. If you're doing Pada Abhyanga, it may be working out in during winters, but during summers you may feel very suffocated with it. So always have this awareness, listen to your body, and adapt your habits accordingly. So, this model captures the structure of how we build habits, but also the flexibility of Ayurvedic habit change. First, observe, practice, allow the rhythm to carry the habit while continuing to listen, notice, and adapt along the way. All right, so now that we looked at the framework behind the habit change, I'll zoom out and talk about what the program was really about. We've covered a number of specific habits, but the deeper goal was not to add more things to your wellness checklist. The deeper goal of the program is to create more rhythm in daily life. Rhythm is one of the most foundational ways we can support our overall health. All of our bodily processes work on rhythm. All our hormones are work on rhythm, and hormones impact literally everything in our body. So this rhythm is the basis of the program. Our bodies function best with certain amount of regularity. Our digestion, our hunger, our sleep, hormones, energy, elimination, even our nervous system. All of these systems respond to rhythm. All right. So the body is constantly paying attention to timing, the timing of things. It wants to know when the food is coming, when activity is happening, when rest is happening, and when it can repair. And when this rhythm is disturbed, when meals are all over the place, when you don't follow the right meal timings, or if you're Sleep is inconsistent, and if you have constant stress, the body doesn't know what to expect. It creates more friction. And because of, if you remember, that's called sympathetic nervous system as opposed to parasympathetic nervous system, that is our rest and digest state. So digestion becomes less efficient if you're chronically stressed and if you do not have proper rhythms. Digestion becomes less efficient, energy feels erratic, cravings and mood can become unstable, and our nervous system is in the reactive state. And this state of sympathetic nervous system doesn't allow for healing and long-term health. So this rhythm brings back the parasympathetic nervous system in an activated state where you feel better, your nervous system feels softer, your sleep is easier to regulate, digestion is efficient. So, the steady rhythm, it's not about just building a consistent routine, it's not about discipline, but it gives our body a sense of predictability. And this predictability is very deeply regulating. And that's why this program is focused on these small, repeatable habits. And although each of these habits is works on its own, overall, these habits handle all of your major rhythms. And we're going to talk about how the program is structured to address all of the major rhythms in a little bit. But I just want you to take away the fact that this is not about just the habits alone, but the timing, the rhythm of the day matters. Rhythms, say the hydration rhythm, or meal timing, or evenings and morning rhythms, all of these, think about all these habits more like rhythms. Because when you return to rhythm, your body truly feels safe, and that's when real change happens, be it healing from a chronic disease or be it weight loss. All of these goals are much easier if you have a steady, mostly regular rhythm. So these are the habits that we covered. You see on the slide. These are the habits that we covered in this program. We had the foundation habit of presence pause that created awareness, and also regulates nervous system in a way so that it creates a sense of safety as a foundation for us to be able to make all of these shifts in our daily life. And this slide takes all of these habits and organizes them in a different way, not as separate practices, but we've segmented them into the parts of the day. So think about all our habits as some of them belong to morning and they set the tone for the day, like oral hygiene, sunlight exposure, breath or awareness, hydration begins in the morning, and movement is recommended to be done in the morning hours. So all of these morning habits, they help with clarity, they help with circulation and elimination in the morning and a sense of forward momentum. Um, and these are powerful because they don't just affect our first half of the day or the mornings, they influence how the rest of the day unfolds too. They set the tone for the day. And then we have some habits around meal times that are presence before meals, meal timings, early dinner, post meal rituals, and all of that. And meal spacing is a bonus habit that I'm going to post a video about. And all of these meal time related habits help create a more coherent digestive rhythm. And instead of digestion happening in a rushed or distracted way, these habits help us eat with more awareness and give the body a better chance to process and absorb and nourish our and the food for the food to nourish our body. And next we have evening rhythms. In the evening, we focus towards shifting down and like preparing the body for rest. And evening unwinding and evening rituals and early dinner, all of these help signal that, excuse me, all of these help signal that the active part of the day is ending. They support the transition from stimulation to rest or restoration. And when we put all of these together, what we're really doing is creating a daily rhythm where the body is being guided through the day more intentionally, waking well, digesting well, and winding down well. And that's why these habits all create this beautiful rhythm for your day. Uh, and after looking at the habits themselves, let's spend some time on discussing how these habits um, work for you and the outcomes they were meant to create over time. I want to emphasize over time because these are not the kind of outcomes that usually come from a perfect day or a perfect week. They tend to come from repetition, right? From giving the body enough consistency so it can start responding differently. And one of the first things a steadier rhythm can create is steadier energy. When meals are more regular, mornings have more structure, when hydration is more consistent and our nervous system is a little less chaotic, energy often starts to feel less erratic. Not necessarily high energy all the time, but more like stable energy. Did any of you notice like more stable energy over time as you followed these habits? You can let me know. Otherwise, like many of us have like energy highs or crashes, but these habits really help regulate your energy levels throughout the day. And another outcome that you'd notice is better digestion and metabolism. When the body receives food at regular times and meals are spaced better, and when we're eating in a more present and calm state, and the post meal practices that support digestion, all of these help your digestive health. And Ayurveda places so much emphasis on digestion and gut health because it is really the core of our overall health. So, these practices really impact your overall health. Although they may seem small and simple, they can really create ripple effects and impact your overall health. And these habits also support better sleep quality. Our evening rituals, early dinner, and more predictable daily rhythms overall, they help the body transition into rest more easily and our sleep quality improves. Because sleep is often not just because of what happens at the night, but because the whole day has become more regulated. And another major outcome, I would say, is nervous system regulation. And this may show up as feeling less rushed or less reactive and less overstimulated. And as you repeat these habits, the repetition, the predictability, and the moments of, say, presence pause, they help create the sense of safety in the system. And when our nervous system feels safer, so everything else becomes easier. Digestion, sleep, energy, decision making, everything else fall into place. So these habits, and also as one of the foundations of our program, awareness, these habits help you create more awareness towards your body and body signals. So instead of ignoring the body signals, you begin to notice them sooner. And this is really, really helpful for you to become your own health coach. Like you start recognizing what your body signals mean and how you can regulate them. And from there, the most important outcomes is to be able to trust your body signals. Many of us, let's say we have a craving and we wonder if, like where this craving is coming from. For example, you don't know if you can really trust your body's signals, but over time, where as we keep observing and noticing our body, we become really confident in knowing what our body signals are trying to indicate, and also observe patterns and where they're coming from. So this is a really, really important takeaway for this program, and that it's going to help you long term. It's not like specific habits per se, like eat early and all of these are rules, but more than rules, what I want you to take away is this awareness, is this understanding and trust of your body's signals. So really, all of these outcomes are why what we're focusing on with this program. All right, I've done a lot of talking, but I want to pause here and create a little space for reflection, because this session isn't about me summarizing the program. It's also about helping you look back at your own experience with these habits. And over the course of program, many of you may have connected with different practices in different ways, and some habits may have felt very easy. Some have had probably a bigger impact than you expected. And some may have felt like you need more support or more structure for them or some more time. So I'd love to hear about how your experience has been and for us to reflect together for a few minutes. And we can reflect on these few questions. Firstly, like which habit had the biggest impact on you? Maybe it changed your digestion or your energy or your evenings or your awareness, or simply the way you felt in your day. So think about which habit had the biggest impact on you and which one felt easiest to integrate. Sometimes simplest habits are the ones that make the biggest difference. So which one felt easiest to integrate? Which one still feels like it needs support? And where do you still feel the most friction in your day? In the mornings or around meals or evenings with sleep? Or do you have a lot of stress? Or just about consistency overall? Where do you feel the most friction still? You can share that. And finally, if you can name any two or three habits that feel worth carrying forward, you could carry forward all of the habits that you integrated, obviously, but if you could pick the most significant habits that made a significant change, what would they be? So I would like to open the floor for anyone to share their experience.
Hi, let me start.
Hi, Nikki.
Hello. So I think for me, okay, I'll start in this order. I think I really liked presence pause and the breathing.
Right.
So I really like these two. I think breathing I already had integrated in my life, but I think I was now paying more attention and trying to do it more often. So I really like those two. Presence pause. Uh, every day is just reminding us to become aware of ourselves again. So I really liked those two especially. And one that I think changed my days a bit was the sunlight exposure. Especially on days that I work from home, there are times when you're just looking at the screen and you don't even know when the sun has set. So, sunlight exposure, I think it changed my days, uh, helped me disconnect, or at least become aware of uh, the time and just,
Yeah.
yeah. So that would,
Probably help you connect to nature a little
yeah,
bit more.
yeah.
Nice.
Um, what else? I think some habits like the oral habits, like oil pulling. I'm still not very used to those yet, but I want to keep trying with those. And then
Okay.
some are a little harder to do every day, like early dinners,
Mhm.
just because of work or social life. It doesn't always happen. But yeah, I enjoyed the program overall. I really
Thank
like the structure of it. And thank you and congratulations to you too for getting through.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikki, for sharing and following through. You've been a consistent follower of the program, so thank you for that and congrats again. I'm glad you've found positive shifts in your day, and I hope you can pick up on the other habits as well going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi Monica.
Hi, Krantini.
Yeah, thank you for initiating this habit building program. We really appreciate all your efforts for designing such a good thing.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for joining along and following it through.
Yeah,
Usually, people tend to look towards health when something goes wrong, but this is more of a, a preventative health type program. So, it, yeah, kudos to you all to focus on prevention rather than trying to fix something when things go wrong. So, yeah.
yeah. Like I'm actually aware of all these practices even before these sessions, but never went into the details of it, like
Mm,
how it will impact our body by regularly practicing them. Randomly doing once or twice is okay, but on a regular basis, even though you are aware of those things, you don't really concentrate on practicing them.
yeah.
But after attending these sessions, I like started practicing most of them. Presence, pause, and breathing is something which really worked out for me.
Mm,
It calms my mind somehow. I feel less stressed. And hydrating, yeah, that is one thing that I like.
nice.
uh, Friction is like morning routine. Yeah, that is where I feel a bit friction around that part of the day. But as
Mm,
it goes on to the evening, when I start my yoga sessions after that early dinner, it goes on like it's more calming during the evening. It's good. Most of them are like working out for me. I'm trying
awesome.
hard to practice. Oral health on oil pulling and all, I haven't yet started,
Hmm.
but I would like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now what all I'm doing, I'm pretty much comfortable. Whenever I miss on certain things, I feel like my brain is signaling me that yeah, you're missing out on something. Go back, go back. That's what I'm observing these days.
Nice. Yeah, that's what awareness does too.
Yeah,
You naturally become more
yeah,
oriented towards doing healthier habits.
yeah. They really bring some positive changes in our daily routine. That's what I've observed. They're all really.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for these sessions, Monu.
Thank you, Kantini, and congratulations to you again for being able to integrate so many habits in your daily life. And I want to highlight something that you mentioned is we all probably have heard about these habits before. maybe few habits like say Padabhyanga or oil pulling are like Ayurvedic habits that many of us may not have been familiar with, but most of these habits are so simple and everyone in the health industry keeps telling you to like eat early or get sunlight and all of these things. But the simplest things make the maximum impact. And that's what I really want to drive home with this program. We miss these things, and we look for like quick fixes or like some fancy solutions to health, like say that powder is like magical, helps us like lose weight or like all of these things. But these are the most simple things, but the things that actually work for your health. If you can fix these basic routines, if you can create this basic rhythm in your day-to-day life, that is the foundation for health. And this program is just like guiding you to do that for you. So, yeah, thank you. Would anyone else want to share?
Hi, Monu.
Hi,
First of
Mukta.
all, thank you for all your efforts. It's been great. So, yeah, the biggest impact, like early dinners and that hydration thing. So that those two things I've been constantly doing, and it's been great for me.
Awesome.
And that oral health and that oil pulling thing. Last year, we have done the detox program, right? So,
Right.
yeah, those days I've done that, but after that, I stopped doing. I don't know why, but I should start again. So, that's the thing I should do. And yeah, it's been great, Mono. Thank you for all your effort and your time, especially.
So, thank you for following through. And any habits that you may have missed, you can definitely pick them up later. And the recordings are available on YouTube for free. So you can rewatch them anytime
Sure,
and work on the even after the program, work on all the things and continue. That would be great.
sure, sure, Mono. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see who else is. Auntie, I think you're attending.
Monica,
Hi, Auntie.
Ayana,
We'll hear
congra-
from you.
congratulations. You completed, I think, 10 weeks of the program, Ayurvedic program.
Yeah,
10 వారాలు ఎలా గడిచిపోయిందో నాకే తెలియదు కానీ మధ్య మధ్యలో నేను ట్రిప్పుల్లో ఒకటి మిస్ అవుతూ వచ్చాను కానీ ఓవరాల్
yeah.
గా
It's like 24 books overall.
ఆ,
Yeah,
కానీ
long.
ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ పాయింట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ అది మన పెద్దవాళ్ళు చేసింది కానీ మనకు అర్థం కాలేదు ఎవరిలో చెప్తే కానీ మనకు అర్థం కాదు చిన్న పిల్లలు కరెక్ట్ అదేదో ఇంతకుముందు అంటే అర్లీ డిన్నర్స్ అని అంటే మన ఊర్లో తిండి అని అంటే లైట్ వెలిగేక ముందర తిండి తినాలి అనేవాళ్ళు
Mm,
సింపుల్ కానీ అందులో చెప్పిన దాని వల్ల ఇంపాక్ట్ ఉంది స్టిల్ మేము తొందరగా తినేస్తే ఏడు ఏడు కల్లా తినేస్తాను ఉంటుంది కదా మరి తొందరగా
yeah.
తినేస్తే ఏం చేయాలి మళ్ళీ ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటి ఆకలి వేస్తుంది కదా అని అనుకునేవాళ్ళం కానీ రాను రాను ఒక habit గా మారిపోయింది మంచి అలవాటే వేసుకున్నాం అనిపించేది ఒకటి ఇంకోటి వాటర్ హైడ్రేటెడ్ తాగేటప్పుడు వాటర్ తాగేటప్పుడు సిప్పు ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తూ నేను చెప్పేదాన్ని
Mm-hmm.
అట్లా
Yeah, enjoying anything you drink.
తాగేసేదాన్ని కానీ నువ్వు చెప్పిన తర్వాత ఇది కూడా టేస్ట్ ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తూ తాగుతుంటే బాగా అనిపించింది నాకు
Yeah, drinking with mindfulness and also eating meals with more mindfulness.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
తినేటప్పుడు మనం ప్రతి దీన్ని నమ్ముతూ తినాలి అనే ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ కూడా
yeah.
అదొకటి ఇంకొకటి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ నాకు ఇప్పటికీ ఏదైనా ఒక చిన్నది వచ్చినా కూడా ఏమనుకుంటానంటే బాడీ సెల్ఫ్ రిపేర్ చేస్తుంది ఏదైనా కూడా. ఇప్పుడు మనకు డైజెషన్ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది. ఒక 2 డేస్ మనం 48 అవర్స్ సఫర్ అవుతాం అనుకో. సఫర్ అయిన
Mhm.
తర్వాత థర్డ్ డే బాడీ అదంతా చేసుకుంటది.
Yeah.
కాన్సెప్ట్ కూడా నేను నీ దగ్గర నుంచి తీసుకున్నా, బాగా అనిపించింది నాకు కూడా. ఒక రోజు కొంచెం నీరసంగా ఉంటుంది, సెకండ్ డే థర్డ్ డే కొంచెం బాడీ రిపేర్ చేసేసుకుంటుంది, ఆటోమేటిక్ గా రిపేర్ చేసుకునే కెపాసిటీ బాడీ దగ్గర ఉంది అని అనేది
Yeah.
నీ దగ్గర నుంచి నేను తెలుసుకున్నా బాగా. ఇంకా చెప్పాలంటే చాలా పాయింట్లు ఉన్నాయి. అసలు మీకు ఇప్పుడు ప్రోగ్రామ్ అటెండ్ అయిన ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి చెప్తాను కదా, నేను చిన్న ఏదైనా ఇచ్చినా మీకు తెలుగు అర్థమవుతుందో లేదో, ఏమైనా చిన్న పాయింట్ ఇచ్చినా కూడా నేను మౌనిక కాల్ చేస్తాను. పెద్ద డాక్టర్ లేదు, మోక్కర్లేదు, చిన్న చిట్కాలు చెప్తుంది. అంటే పెద్ద చెప్పే చిట్కాలు లాంటివే, కానీ మంచి చిట్కాలు చెప్తుంది. మీకు అలా ఎవరికైనా ఫ్రీ టు టాక్ విత్ మౌనిక. అసలు నిన్న నైట్ మా సిస్టర్ కి, ఒక అమ్మాయికి, మా సిస్టర్ కు వీళ్ళ దురదలు అంటే కాళ్ళు దురదలు వచ్చాయి. వస్తే నేను పొద్దున్నే కాల్ చేశాను మౌనిక, మన ఇండియా టైంలో. మౌనిక దురదలు వచ్చాయి, ఏం చేయాలంటే ఏం లేదంటే లెఫ్ట్ కలిమిని పట్టియండి సపోర్ట్ అని అట్లా చిన్న చిన్న చిట్కాలు
Calamine
చెప్తుంది.
lotion.
క్యాలమిన్ పట్టించమని, అదొకటి. ధనియాలు వాటర్ తాగండి అని ఇప్పుడు నాకు చెప్తుంటది. ఇలాంటివన్నీ చాలా చిన్న పిల్లలైన చిట్కాలు నేర్చుకున్నావు. ఇంకెప్పుడైనా వెరీ ఫ్రీ, నీకు క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అవ్వడం కాదు, ఏదైనా ఉన్నా కూడా షేర్ చేసుకో. అండ్ నాకు ఈ ప్రకారం టైం కుదరకపోయినా తిరిగి వచ్చు. ఒకసారి ఇలాంటివన్నీ చేసామా లేదా అనేది ఒకసారి అడుగుతామని క్లాస్ ఉంటే క్లాస్ తీసుకోగలిగితే మంత్లీ వన్స్ ఒకసారి చూడు మళ్ళీ.
Yeah, definitely. Follow-ups చేస్తాను.
ఇంకా
Thank you for attending the
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
class, even though you're on track, Auntie.
ఓకే మా రైట్, గాడ్ బ్లెస్ యూ. ఓకే,
Yeah,
అందరు ఫాలో ఆశిస్తున్నా. షేక్ ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ టు మౌనిక.
yeah. Thank you so
ఓకే,
much, Auntie. Thank you
గాడ్
for
బ్లెస్.
all the questions you asked and showing so much interest and following through everything. Thank you. Chaitata, do you want to share how your experience has been? I think she's busy with kids. All right. Thank you all again for sharing all that experience. It's really helpful for the others also to see how each one of us are able to adapt. Each one of us is able to adapt these habits, and it's motivating for everyone. So thank you all for sharing and motivating the others too. Finally, let's talk a little bit about our future, like how we should continue what we take away from this program. And as I mentioned before, the goal is not to just think of these as single habits, but sort of the goal is to be able to create a rhythm. A rhythm that is live in a way that feels realistic but also supportive and steady. So, firstly, choose few anchor habits that you felt most easy and sustainable to integrate into your life, and you can organize your day around it and try to keep support across the day. So maybe one habit in the morning and one around meals. If you haven't already started with, say, evening rituals, pick a small ritual. So across the day, try to spread out your habits. So if you want to stick with, say, four of the habits, make sure one of it is in the morning and one is in around meals and one is in the evening, so that you create this support throughout the day rather than doing everything at once. And when things slip, and of course, like real life things do slip, you cannot follow everything ideally all the time. always return to awareness and not self judgment. It's okay if you're not able to make healthy shifts or do healthy or be consistent with healthy habits. No need to judge yourself, life happens, but always return to awareness without judgment and simply notice how you're feeling, because as I mentioned, our body has this innate ability and desire to heal itself. You only have to be present with it and have the right intention, and your body is going to support you if you support it with the right practices. So ask what changed, ask yourself what support is needed now, and you will inherently know what to do. And finally, repetition more than motivation. Just keep repeating these habits. As you integrate them into your life, this repetition is going to show you more results than anything. So stay in touch with these habits. You may rewatch some of the sessions in the future, and probably make a list or journal through how these habits have helped you, and make a list of all the habits that you want to carry forward that helps you, like, set this as a goal going forward as well. All right. Thank you everyone again for attending the program and completing it with me. This is a final session, and one more reminder that our bonus session is not uploaded yet, but it will be soon, and I'll ping you in the group when that's done. All right. Have a great day and rest of your year. Bye.